There's a fish going for that feather.
Wish I had a feather in my box. See, in an ideal world, what you want is for a little bit of a breeze or a ripple, so that you cast out and the line actually is moved along by the breeze, so that you cover a little bit of water. In these flat, calm conditions, just casting this out and leaving it there is you can catch cruising fish doing it, but you're dependent on one cruising by. Whereas when there's a bit of a tow, you're looking for fish effectively. Because I've got that Apps bloodworm on, which is all bits of rubber and leggy. It looks like a little cluster of bloodworms, apparently, with a beaded body. What I'm doing is just twitching it every so often so that the fly will lift and then fall. A bit like if you ever watch jokers, really, not so much bloodworms, or other of these larvae in still water, they tend to just bob up and down a bit.
Oh my goodness, that was a good start. Big rainbow, not a monster, but a big fish nevertheless. Mr. Rainbow, you don't quite know what's hit you yet, do you? Time to come in. Come on, you're well worn out. And the last bit of struggle. Using Keith's net too, that worked all right. Ooh, bigger than I thought. Good start to the day. All we need now is Keith to get a bigger one. I'm sure he can do it.
Well, I've searched this bay thoroughly. I've searched it with an Apps bloodworm, I've searched it with a black and green tadpole, and I've searched it with a blue flash damsel. And apart from one follow from a big rainbow that came up right on this shallow bar here and then turned away, I've not had any signs. So what I'm going to do, Pete's walking around one side of the lake, so I think I'll walk around the other side and maybe meet in the middle.
There's lots of different indicators. I've just run through a few here to give you an idea of the types you can use. This one, the round ball type, is called a thingamabobber, and that's pretty easy to attach onto the line, and it's really buoyant. You can use plastic putty, break a piece off and just mould it around the line, and it stays there dead easy, and it's easy to see. And that interesting way of doing it because you can adjust it anywhere on the leader. These little things have a peg through them, like a little latex peg. The line goes in a slot and holds it in position, so you can move that up and down the leader. That's quite handy. This is just a piece of foam, and it's sticky on one side, so you just simply fold it over like that to pinch onto the leader, and that stays in one spot. You can't really move it up and down, but if you know the depth you want to fish, it's really quick and easy. And then there's another style here again which you can twist to lock onto the leader. So when you've finished it, you've got your indicator here, and the fly is just suspended beneath it at whatever depth you want it to be. It can be really close in summer, just fish it 2 or 3 inches deep like that. Or in the winter, in the colder water where we are now, it probably wants to be about 3 or 4 feet. There's several different ways you can present the fly. Anything happening, Keith?
No, have you found them, Maestro?
Down the bank here, there's a whole heap of fish right on the edge that you can see. I think you can put the bung on them nicely.
Where's my net, Pete?
Oh, it's over the other bank.
Oh,
I'll get it in a minute.
That's handy. Oops, there's a rainbow, good rainbow, a very dark rainbow, just going under this tree.
It's a good clean fish, isn't it? There's a fish just beside this platform here, circling just under the surface. I'm going to get Keith to put on a little stalking bug and see if he can drop it right on his nose. And if he does, I bet it'll go under the platform and break him. That should do it. Now let that sink.
Is he? Oh no, it's swum away from it. See, this is something that you can't do without a bung, can you? It might not be everybody's cup of tea. There's a big fish down there.
You can't hang a fly to depth without using this idea.
You can't do it, no. You've got to keep it moving, and sometimes I only want it moving, and other times if it's in their face, they'll just take it. I mean, the classic stalking style doesn't really involve moving the fly, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Apart from downwards, casting it in front. I mean, I've not done as much stalking anywhere near as you, but every fish I've stalked has taken the fly on the way down,
really? Not
on the way in or up.
There, yep, you got it right, Keith. Fantastic.
That's what you call stalking. I even did, under my breath, the God Save the Queen bit. It wasn't hanging there, was it, Pete? That just took it as it fell.
That was actually slightly
came
falling.
up and inhaled.
Yeah.
It's a very pretty fish.
Good fish. Bigger than you think, you know, Keith.
Is it?
Cool.
Yeah. That won't be doing that again.
No. That's a lot better than you thought.
It's a big fish, decent. How big are the others then? That's what that says, doesn't it? Goodness me, because that was a smaller one. Oh, that is a pretty fish, Peter, that is.
Colour on the back's almost as good as an Atlantic, isn't it?
That's a lovely looking fish.
Great fish.
Yeah.
Well done.
And well stalked as well. Good spot.
Now you know what you've got to do.
Exactly, yeah.
Catch the big one.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Ooh, here comes one. One
cruising
through here. And...
Oh, you're right, Pete. That was a big one coming along towards me. Thanks so much for catching it.
It just sort of came along and I thought, well, maybe it will. And it just...
It's funny, isn't it? Because there's so many who've ignored it and they just mooched up and it just swam up and took it on the drop.
It's actually a very nice fish.
It is a very good fish, yeah.
Oh, look at that. Brilliantly done.
Oh.
Ooh.
That's more like a proper, isn't it?
Well, there we go. That fish just ate that black tadpole and came up 5 feet in the water and swallowed it. So, thank you.
I only need showing once.
Oh, look at that.
They definitely shy away from you. And I just crept up behind these rushes and he was laying down there. I dropped it in front of him and he ignored it. So I lifted it up, just dropped it down in front of him and he just swam up all slowly in it.
Lovely, lovely. Great fish too. So if I make a mistake with the netting here, will you forgive me?
Yeah, it's all right.
Would you forgive me?
Yeah, it's all right.
Okay.
You're just in the right position for the right foot. When they take it, that's it.
That
there
visible
it is.
take. That's
Get
fantastic, Keith.
That's a decent fish.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
And look at that, it's got absolutely no eye at all, that side.
No, it happens.
Just no eye at all on that side, yeah.
You saw your fly with that one, all right?
Yeah, that's right. He did.
Go on in, look at your fish.
Well done.
I think that's pure genius to catch one that's blind from one side.
I knew which side to cast to.
Did you?
From. Yeah.
All right.